You need to choose some sort of restriction or discipline to have freedom. Jocko Willink talks about this idea of discipline equals freedom, right? If you can have disciplines in your routine, it gives you the freedom to enjoy other things without worry. The same thing goes with your nutrition. You see, a lot of companies or other influencers will pretend that you can have it both ways. You can eat whatever you want. And I'm going to teach you this intuitive way of eating to get you the results that you want. Well, my intuition is I want to eat pizza and drink beer, but that's not going to get me to what I want. So what we need to do is choose some sort of restriction so that we can have freedom in another element of your nutrition. This came up twice in nutrition consults today. If you want the freedom to be able to eat foods without weighing and measuring them, then we need the restriction of choosing certain food types. So you can choose to eat one ingredient foods or limited or minimally processed foods, limiting your carbohydrates to mainly fruits and vegetables and lean proteins. I've never seen anybody overeat apples and salmon. It's just hard to do. So your restriction is that you're not going to allow yourself to have things like pizza and ice cream outside of a very limited window. Now, if you're the type of person that's like, hey, I have a long list of foods that I would like to include. I want the freedom to be able to eat whatever I want. Well, then you're going to have to choose a restriction in the amount of food that you eat, and you're going to need to either count your calories and keep track of your macros. You're going to have to weigh and measure your food. You see, there isn't an easy way to do this without some sort of restriction. The accounts that promise you an easy way to just do this are wrong. It's work. But if you can figure out what freedom is most appealing to you, then the restriction that you place on yourself can be that much more enjoyable. So think about it that way. If you want to enjoy the foods that you want to enjoy whenever you want, well then perhaps you need to get used to weighing and measuring your food so that you can stay on point. If you don't want to be burdened with that and the freedom that you want is to not have to weigh and measure your food, then the restriction that you're going to need is going to be on the types of foods that you're choosing to eat in your plan.